Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Yeah, that little opening was to show you a strange phenomenon about how those jet trails that are coming out the back of the jet, which is supposed to only be water vapor, won't mix with the regular clouds, which are water vapor. They just cut right through them and just maintain their own structure of some kind. Isn't that something? Huh. Amazing. I'm just saying, you know. Well, if we don't ask questions, we'll never get answers. So anyway, the dogs just finished all of their supper and chews. And puppies are growing up fast. And Diogi and Patches have been hanging around. And everybody has to mark the same bush for some reason. That's pretty interesting in itself, right? And where's little girl going? She heard me. So, today was a lazy day. I had to deliver some stuff up to my neighbor, and I actually wanted to pick up a tool that I had loaned him because I'm going to need it when I start repairing my manifolds for the water tanks down there, the totes. And it's called a no-hub torque wrench. It's a ratcheting T-handle torque wrench that adjusts the tightness of no-hub couplers without over-tightening them or under-tightening them. And it's real easy to use, but I'm not in a rush to do that because that means I got to put the manifold back on the totes. Of course, this time when I put the manifold back on the totes, I will not be leaving all of the tote valves fully open, wide open. I'll have them all closed and only drain one tank at a time. So I had them all open last time because I thought that I was doing a better thing by draining them all down at the same time, so some of them weren't sitting out in the sun longer than others, and allowing for algae growth. But it really didn't matter, so I will do them one at a time. Now I got one valve in this first tank because since all of them were broken and drained, I had one here that I was filling up with intermittent little rains that we were getting, and I figured, well, I can at least still use that. So this yellow hose would actually connect to that hose bib connection, and that goes into my pump system in there. I flip a switch, turn the pump on, got a solar panel up on the roof. It's not a big solar panel, it's only a 25 watter, but it's enough to keep the battery fully charged while I run the pump in there and water my garden. Especially since I'm doing it when the sun is still beating on my solar panel. So that's the story on that. Now let's see what's going on here. I was just telling Mr. Gary from the 5 acre, the old church, 5 acre homestead up in Canada, and they just got hit by a snowstorm, and he was talking about getting some of his garden plants started indoors. And I said, yeah, I was gonna come out here yesterday. It was real windy, and I wanted to get some herbs started, and my little herb garden box over there. And what happened was I walked out with my thyme seeds, and the wind grabbed them and blew them out of my hand. And I guess you can say that I saw thyme fly. Oh, I baited you on that one, didn't I? Anyway, I noticed that I'm getting a lot of little buds starting to show up here on the quince tree, and also on the pear tree. Zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Oh, anyway, it's going to be time to do some grafting. Here's my apple, and this is all new growth since last year, so I might get more than 2 apples on that one this year. But it's time to get some grafting going here. And as long as the weather stays like it is. There's my apricot tree. And this is old leaves. Almost look like a bud. But yeah, it's got some small buds starting to pop out of the ends of the young branches. But I just got some other apricot branches from my neighbor's wife, and I'm going to graft those onto this one because this was grown from seed. And even though I did get 1 blossom on it last year, to make sure that it's not one of those trees that has to have another another brand of apricot next to it in order to produce fruit, I'll graft onto it with 2 different types of apricot she gave me, and that should give me the ability for this one tree by itself to produce fruit. These are all grapevine clippings that I got when I pruned my grapevine earlier this year, and I just stuck them in a pot and I just keep it wet. There's a couple down here too, and trying to root those, see how they go. But I didn't use any rooting hormones on those. I just stuck them in the ground. So normally I would rub them with aloe vera gel or garlic as a rooting hormone. And you see those little green things down there? That's supposed to be all lettuce. And I've got it popping up everywhere here. So apparently, when I was coming through here with a pouch of lettuce, the package might have been open. And I've got lettuce sprouting everywhere over here. Because I didn't have any lettuce go to seed. And this is it's a weed, but yeah, those little green ones there, that's all lettuce growing up, and I've got them popping up everywhere. So I may get some heads of lettuce out of there. That's 3 heads of lettuce right there, and there's 2 more inside there. So somehow some lettuce seeds got spread around out here. And the type of leaf it is, it looks like it might be romaine. But that's okay. I like lettuce. It's rabbit food, but I like it. Plucking my weeds out. The only thing is that it's going to hold me back from being able to rototill this garden, and I've got some nutrients I got to mix into it, and all of the soil will be churned up. But I'm not going to do that until I get a bag of diatomaceous earth, so I can sprinkle diatomaceous earth over the whole garden area, and then churn that into the soil. So if there's any grasshopper eggs in the soil that were laid by the grasshopper attackers last year, I can kill those before they hatch and have another problem with hordes and hordes of grasshoppers here. So cabbage, kale, broccoli, it's all doing good. Onions doing good. Look at my winterized avocados. They went through some deep freezes here this winter, and they're still growing strong. And I even have a little baby one growing right there. And same thing over here in the back. I got another one growing back there. So I will have to separate those out and move them into pots of their own. But I have plenty of pots, so I'll be moving them probably out there after I get that thing covered, so that the birds don't go in there and feed on all the leaves. Because the birds don't get very many nice green leaves out here, and when they see stuff like that, it's a banquet. My rosemary is doing really well, and then I got a few little baby aloe veras on the side there. I'll be pulling those out and potting them into pots like these, and then those will be gifts to my neighbors who need some aloe vera. I've got a bunch of babies coming up out of this pot, and then this pot is overwhelmed. I've got to get that up here onto my table and empty it out and separate those and repot them with a couple of, or one aloe vera plant in each pot actually. And then my neighbors that need some aloe vera can get some, and the ones that don't need it won't get any. All right? How's that? Huh. Look at that. Looks like romaine lettuce growing down there too. So there must have been a seed packet that got opened and blown around here. You know, I think I had one up on that shelf, and it probably got blown down in the wind and scattered seeds everywhere, because I got a lot of it growing. So anyway, we'll be seeing some life coming out on these things pretty soon. The atmospheric river is still an iffy thing. The last they said was, if it turns into a fast-moving storm, we'll get less rain faster. And if it turns into a slow-moving storm, then we're going to get a lot of rain, and it's going to hang around for a couple of days. And that's what they're actually thinking is going to happen. So we'll go from there. But I'm really itching to get some grafting done here. And this branch is crisscrossing that branch, and that's a no-no in growing fruit trees. So I will be cutting that one off down here, and I'll be taking that. This is pear, and I think it's a Bartlett pear. I'll take that one off, and I'll move it to that pear tree down there that doesn't produce anything, and let it take on it to there. As a matter of fact, I might do that right after I close this video off, and then I'll show you what I did next video. All right, thanks for joining me, everybody. This is G Bear signing off.